Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday, October 6th, 2023. This is April Davis, PI. How are you, everybody? Just wanted to make a quick follow-up video on a video that I made the other day where I mentioned the term the eBay Mafia. Yeah, the eBay Mafia. I will link that video to the top right-hand corner of this video if you haven't already seen it. But just to recap it, it was about how I had recently seen a video from another reseller. I heard that term. I'd never heard that term before. The eBay video just popped up in my feed really quick. I like to watch reseller content. Then it disappeared, so I didn't know who the guy was. And I really wanted to find him and watch his other videos. Well, luckily, everybody, I found him. His name is Jeff, and his channel name is hayfrosells. Yes, hayfrosells. I'll link it in the description of this video if you want to go check him out. He has some really good reseller content. In fact, he made another video last night that I really enjoyed. And in his video, he gives me a shout out and he mentions my channel. So I will insert a clip of that here. It's just a short clip. You can watch it and tell me what you think of him. Hopefully you guys go subscribe to his channel. If not, at the very least, go buy something from his eBay store. Hopefully he has that linked in his channel description.
And I wanted to give a shout out to April Davis, PI. It's a funny story. She discovered my video way back in July and then somehow lost it. And then she essentially did a reaction video. I'll link that below. Because and then she couldn't remember who I was. So it was just, I watched this video the other day and I was just like kind of laughing, and it kind of re-inspired me and it kind of reminded me. And I think that's partly where this video is kind of coming from a little bit, is because it seems like not a lot has changed. You know, here we are in the Q4. I don't think it's going to be a good Q4. It doesn't feel like, and again, I know some of it's the economy, but if I'm being honest, I feel it's like 80% eBay, 20% the economy. And okay, so April, I love that video. I'm going to link it below if anybody wants to watch another very authentic YouTuber. Yeah, it kind of re-inspired me. And I think part of where this video, I think maybe it came from that. And I wanted to make the video yesterday, but I was just too deflated with kind of like what's going on.
Speaking of eBay, I wanted to just mention something that happened earlier this year with eBay. If you are a seller on eBay, you know that they eliminated the new, or they eliminated the old GSP, the Global Shipping Program. And that's how you would ship international, but you didn't have to handle all the paperwork. You just ship your item to a warehouse in Kentucky, and eBay would forward the item to whatever country it's sold to. But there were, I guess, a lot of complaints about the expenses of that, buyers complaining that it was too expensive. So eBay changed it, and they upgraded it to their own international shipping called eBay International Shipping, also known as EIS. And by the way, that's not the same as just regular international shipping that you could do at the post office. So if that confuses people, EIS, eBay International, and International are two separate shipping options on the eBay platform. So eBay decided to opt everybody into this program automatically. And since I already did GSP, I didn't see that as a problem. But then I realized that when you go to list an item, there is no toggle switch like there was in the past to turn on each individual listing for GSP or to turn it off to eliminate GSP. So if you have an item that has to go ground, or you have an item that is not legally able to be sold in another country, and there's all kinds of examples of that, certain things that can be sold maybe on eBay USA, but they can't be sold internationally, there was no way to toggle it off per listing. So your whole store is either opted in or opted out. So you could have 50 items or 50,000 items, And, eBay's got you automatically opted in unless you go into your settings and you manually turn it off. And I just left mine as is. And of course, I got 2 sales right away, international, and they were the only 2 items in my store that weren't allowed to go overseas. But yet I still had to ship them to the new eBay International Shipping Warehouse, which is now in the Chicago, Illinois area. They closed the Kentucky GSP warehouse. Now it goes to Illinois, and it sits for a way, way longer time than it did at GSP. It just sits. And then eventually they get around to going, oh, wow, we can't ship these items. We'll have to cancel it with the buyer. Now, I still got paid. Nobody got dinged here. But imagine if you're the buyer and you're overseas and you're so excited that your item is coming, but then you find out, a month later that eBay can't legally ship it. Now, they're going to blame me, the seller. Now, luckily, I didn't get any negative feedback. In fact, one guy actually left a positive feedback, but, of course, he was disappointed. He wasn't getting his item. And, I leave feedback for people, but I usually don't respond. eBay has an option now where you can respond to someone's feedback, and I responded. And I said, yeah, this is the new problem with eBay International. On a lot of items, it didn't turn on right away. Then when it did, it's accepting items that can't go overseas. There's no way to turn it off. I called eBay. I spoke to a rep, and they assured me that, of course, nothing that can't be shipped international would go international. But what happens to all the items that are going to the warehouse? Are they going to sell them in big lots like Amazon does on returns? Are they just going to take them to an Illinois landfill? This would add up into the thousands of items probably per week of items that can't go overseas. So, once my store was weeded out of anything that couldn't go international, I left it on. But then the sales started to die. And that was around the time that, the view count died. There was more glitches. Items were being shadow banned. If people weren't promoting their items at a high rate, they weren't getting shown anymore. All these things accumulated, including a bad economy, but the system just literally died. And as I said in my last video, the video I made about the eBay Mafia, some of the bigger resellers won't agree with this. Some of them will. There's a guy in Missouri, James. He has a channel, My Boring Reseller Life. He does videos daily on this. Watch him. He's got like 40 or 50,000 items. He's been an eBay reseller for 22 years, like myself. Now, of course, he's full-time, as is Jeff from Hayfrosells. I'm very part-time. As I've stated in other videos, I've already had a full-time detective career, and, my reselling is just extremely part-time. I buy one-off items at garage sales, thrift shops. Estate sales is where I probably do the best, especially around here. I live in Los Angeles, so there's a lot of celebrity estate sales. In fact, some of those items that got rejected were items that I got from a really famous editor. He edited a lot of TV shows, including the Waltons and all the Walton movies and some other big shows. I got a lot of his items from his editing room. It was awesome. I love picking, things like that. Anything photography, camera related, but some of those items obviously can't be shipped overseas. And, but I knew that, but there was no way to eliminate them. Now, you can go into your settings and you can eliminate certain countries just on your entire store, but unlike GSP, there is no toggle switch when you list your new eBay items for sale. There is no way to turn it off, item by item. Now, if I'm wrong on that, and eBay has recently come up with a way to fix this solution, please let me know. Comment in the video. Put it in the comments of this video and let me know. Once again, everybody, like, comment, subscribe, and go check out my friend Jeff at hayfrosells. See ya.
It's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. We do this every day, and I'm still so amazed.